So I'm Graham. I'm a social worker at Thames View Family Health Team, and I'm going to talk a little bit about conflict, communication, and don't explode. So it's very normal being around people that are very important to you, people who you have history with, to never ever fight, disagree, raise your voice, or to say things you wish you hadn't. And if that were the case, there would never be a video like this. If the alternate is true, that when we're around people who are very important to us, it's likely that our feelings can be hurt, and at those times, it is often that we may say things that we wish we had not. So I'm going to share with you some of the things that I might share with someone in therapy, in the hope that this will help to reduce the volume of conflict, improve communication, and make it less likely that you're going to explode. So communication really involves two different components. There is the sending of information, talking to someone, and that's it with words and also with body posture, volume, tone of voice, where you're looking. And then the second part of communication, which is quite different from what you're sending, is the receiving part. So your willingness to listen to the entirety of what a person is saying before you start responding. Making it so that when someone's talking to you, you are making eye contact with them, and you are trying to help the person to feel that you want to know what it is that they need to say. And when those two things are happening in a balanced way, people tend to feel understood. And I guess that's one of the questions that I end up asking is, when I'm talking with couples or with family members, is do they feel understood by each other? And when a family or a couple begins to feel like they're not being understood, it is often that communication is a really good first place to start. There's a lot of different advice about how to communicate. You may have heard people say, use I statements as opposed to you statements. So to say, I feel angry as opposed to you are making me angry. And the reason we find that this makes a difference is because if I talk about myself, there's often no reason for the other person to become defensive or angry or as defensive or angry. I can very easily talk about myself without making the person I'm talking to feel like they have to defend themselves. And then another thing that I often find is important is to talk about what it is you're feeling, instead of demonstrating how you're feeling. So there's this. You can say, that makes me angry. When I hear that, would be really commenting on what it is, what emotion you're having, and then demonstrating the emotion might be showing your teeth or slamming a table. This is a way of communicating something, but I don't know. I guess some of the problem with that sort of demonstrating how you feel is that sometimes it can be intimidating, and the person that is listening can feel quite threatened by that, even if that's not really what you mean. You really want to demonstrate how angry you are, but the other person who's listening may not experience it that way at all. They might feel quite threatened. So we tried to get people to avoid demonstrating their emotion and much more to communicate about it, to talk about it. Inevitably, there are going to be times when you're with someone who's very important to you, and they say something that perhaps you don't like, and that situation is a part of an even more stressful situation. So I will often talk to people about going home for the holidays, and I hope I'm not just talking about my family, but often when you get family members all together, it's stressful, right? There's a lot of stress. So people sometimes will have conflict, at the holidays with their family members. I hope I'm not talking out of turn or I'm saying something that you can't understand. But at those times when you have all of this stress and there's frustration and there are expectations that are not being met and people are treating you in ways that perhaps have become unfamiliar, like if someone starts treating you like you were younger than you really are now, like when you're with your family, if they start treating you like you're still a teenager or something like this, you may become frustrated and angry. And it's at these times when there's a lot of stress that people can explode. They can really start to demonstrate their emotion, slamming things or yelling, and they can start to say things that really in any other circumstance they might not say. And the idea of learning how to not say those things becomes very, very important, because often once you've said something that is destructive, you then have to repair what it is that you've said. And if you could learn, if I could show you a way to stop yourself from saying the thing that you least want to say, would you be interested in that? Would that be something that you would want to learn?